Ladies and gentlemen, well back. Oof, Jesus, that was bad.
You can edit that out.
I was working on it. I was doing my research. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to There Will Be Trivia Singles League. So far, the second set of matches have been interesting, to say the least. We just knocked out all the quote-unquote admin matches, so we can kind of just get that out of the way so us as admins can focus on writing, hosting, and not really worrying about studying and all that stuff. So this is the first one of that. John, all three of these players had solid matches in their first outing, but didn't quite live up to where they probably would have wanted to have gone. What are your thoughts on these players individually? You thinking that they have a chip on their shoulder, or do you think that they're just going to kind of have some fun and see what happens?
I think like one of the cool things about the league is like they might not have done great, but they scored points. You know, a lot of guys didn't even score points.
Yeah.
So you can like not win a match and still like actually do better than somebody who won their match, which is one of the strange things about this league.
It's happened.
So it's hard to say how people are feeling coming into it. I know they're not at the bottom of the standings, but I think they're definitely looking to get some points today. All these guys are strong. I've seen them all do well. They all definitely take it seriously. So that's probably step one. So let's see. Let's talk to them.
Yeah, definitely. So first up, we're gonna just based on how it is on my screen. First up, we have Scott Harvey. Scott. Yeah. So you've done a few things on the channel. The first edition of There Will Be Trivia, when I brought it back, you've done some opens, and then you've done the first set of matches recently. Generally speaking, what are your thoughts? And now that you've kind of got accustomed to how I do things, you ready to have some fun, or is it still something you feel you need to work on with my style?
No, yeah, I'm ready to have some fun. The last match was fun. A little less stress this time because I've already gotten the embarrassing moments out of the way in the first match with missing some of my strength questions and movies that I love. I don't have an Aaron Sorkin t-shirt, so if I miss the questions today, it won't be as awkward as when I missed the Gerwig questions last time. But no, I'm looking forward to the match. I've got my feet wet with the first one, so I'm hoping that it's going to go by smoother and with a slightly better result this time. Like you said, it wasn't the worst possible result last time, but would like to come out on top this time.
Absolutely. Everyone watching this knows that you're a great player, so we're just happy to see you here and ready to see what happens.
Yeah, thanks. Looking forward to it.
Sean Wasserkrug, Movie Crusader. Similar question as Scott. It's one of those things that you've kind of done a few things, with me over the years and just recently of kind of getting used to, how I do things differently than the other leagues. Is it something that, kind of tailors to how you do things? And also, by the way, hopefully you're not sick. I mean, I definitely want to shout that out. Maybe your mental capacity is just 100%. But generally speaking, what are your thoughts going into a There Will Be Trivia league versus an other league, just knowing how it's just quite a little bit different?
Yeah, no, I'm not sick this time. That's great. I actually had the day off, so I was actually able to study and do stuff and actually prep for a match the proper way. Since the last match, I lost on my own strength because I didn't get to go over my prep notes, and that question was in my prep notes. So no excuses this time. I'm excited to play. Both guys gave me fun stuff to watch over the last few days, so it's a good thing when you're playing somebody and they give you fun strengths. So you're like, oh, good, I'm going to watch good movies instead of watching.
Doesn't feel like a chore. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I hate my life having to watch these films, and I didn't have to do that with both these guys. So, I mean, in terms of your guy and the way you run things here, I mean, it's definitely a different, unique experience. More, it's laid back, but I also like how the scoring format goes this time. Like you said, sometimes, I mean, second place is not detrimental to you. Second place can get you all the way up to the top of the standings if you play well.
Yeah.
And I like having that option. I like having that ability where it's not a make or break. If you lose, you're just screwed.
Yep.
I mean, I finished second because I missed my last question, but yet I still had a pretty damn good outing. Sick or not sick. So I like how the layout is. It's more laid back, but it's also smarter in terms of how the point system's laid out.
Absolutely. And yeah, I'm just similar to what I said with Scott. Everyone knows, what you can bring to the table, and we saw you in your first match. So I'm excited to see how this is going to go. And let's go ahead into our final player, Malcolm Goldie Lay. Who let the dogs out? Malcolm. Malcolm, I know the first thing that everyone always wants to talk about with you is, are you underrated and are you ready for this match with that mindset? 'Cause I know out of everyone, you probably have the biggest chip on your shoulder because I know you feel you're super underrated. What are your thoughts going into this?
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely feel like a lot of people sort of look past me as like, like, because I mean, my record in past leagues is not good. I'm not ashamed to admit it, but it's mostly because I've just either missed questions. I know the other person is just a lot better than me, but it's just one of those ones. Like, I know what I know, and it's always going to be the thing. Like, I'm actively trying to watch new movies I've never seen before every day. Is a challenge I started for myself a couple of years ago. Just keep on doing it. Yeah, it's.
Well, there you go. That's what I like to hear. So, yeah, I like you said, you feel super underrated, and I feel like all three of these players have a chip on the shoulder. Before we get into round one, let's see those rules. All right, so I'll read the odds. John, you take the evens. Your first question in the category of classics. Who directed The Killing?
Definitely a classic.
Yeah.
It's an older movie.
It's it definitely the definition it fits. 5, 4, 3. What great banter off to start. We got a lot going on. 3, 2, 1. Malcolm.
Christopher Nolan.
Scott.
Stanley Kubrick.
And Sean.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Stanley Kubrick is correct.
Your second question comes in the category of history/biopics. The events of Spotlight take place in what city? Yeah, I'd love to talk about cities, but you don't want to give any suggestions.
How about this, John? If you took your hat off, would there be a spotlight?
There definitely would be a spotlight. There's a light above my head, and it would definitely ricochet off my head into the
5.
Do I keep the hat on?
4. No, I would like to see. 3, 2, 1. Go over to Scott.
Boston.
Sean.
I also said Boston.
And Malcolm.
I said Chicago.
2 of you are correct. It is Boston. Your third question in the category of the 2010s. What actor has appeared in both Boyhood and Valerian, the city of whatever that fucking movie is?
The City of 1,000 Planets or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I haven't seen it.
In the doc, I was confident that Valerian was gonna suffice, but then I second guessed myself, and then I just ruined the whole vibe. It was just like, oh god. Sometimes just go with your gut as a writer. Just trust your players that they at least know what the movie is, even if they don't know the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting off with Sean.
Haven't seen either one, so Ethan Hawke.
Malcolm.
I haven't got spelt the name right. Is it Alec Coltrane?
And Scott.
I think Ethan Hawke is in Valerian.
2 of you are correct. Once again, it is Ethan Hawke.
Your fourth question comes in the category of the 1970s. What is the title of the 1978 Cheech and Chong movie? From an actor that's totally on a roll to Cheech and Chong. Gotta love it.
Well, if you think about it, I won't say anything. I had a good one, but I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. But I will say Ethan Hawke is on a goddamn roll. That dude is all over the place.
This is pre-tape before Black Phone, but I'm confident. 5.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Cheech and Chong are in a roll, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll start off with Malcolm.
Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke.
Scott.
I said Up in Smoke.
And Sean.
I also said Up in Smoke.
You guys are up in points. It is, in fact, Up in Smoke. Your fifth question, the category of geek. At what type of public location did Clark use his powers on a date to make her son feel better in Superman 3? Scott's like, oh, yay. The one, hey, if it makes you feel any better, there will be Trivia General, but geek is allowed in terms of just geek.
Yeah, I know.
A singular geek category to make those guys feel better. You know, we want to.
They're movies too, I suppose.
Yeah, we're all about inclusivity.
Calm down, Scorsese. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott.
I said a hotel.
Sean.
A fair.
And Malcolm.
I don't know. It's 51, so I put park.
Looking for a bowling alley. He blows up the ball so he can get a strike. So he was trash at bowling.
Your sixth question comes in the category of wars and epics. What war film has two main characters named Seita and Setsuko?
Without going into specifics, John, with our behind the scenes conversation, how you feeling?
I gotta double check. I think I'm
5, 4.
I'm like a 2 out of 3.
2, 1. We're gonna start with Sean.
The Last Samurai.
Malcolm.
7 Samurai.
And Scott.
I said Ron.
Maybe it would have helped if animated was in there. We're looking for Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies.
I don't think that would have helped regardless.
Well, you can't think about it. You can't just say what animated war film. Then it's like, well, there's only one I can think of.
Watership Down. Yeah, I would have guessed Watership Down. Who knows? You know, that could have been
that's true. The War Against Rabbits. Your seventh category is crime. What 2010s film has a cast that includes Bradley Cooper, Eva Mendes, and Ryan Gosling?
I missed that one. But...
Yeah, that's how we save. That's how we roll.
That was a good save, man.
You like that?
Like a professional.
You like that?
I'm
not even have to edit a little cut in there. It's just clean. There's a hesitation. It looked like maybe I just itched my nose or something.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is Malcolm's first. By the way, reminder: you can do repeats or time extensions depending on your needs. In the category of crime, what 2010s film has a cast that includes Bradley Cooper, Eva Mendes, and Ryan Gosling?
I think I am feeling good about this behind the scenes wager.
That's fair.
I think I'm gonna hit 2 out of 3.
That's fair. 5.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start off with Malcolm here.
The Nice Guys.
Scott.
The Place Beyond the Pines.
And Sean.
The Place Beyond the Pines.
It is The Place Beyond the Pines.
Your 8th question comes in the category of Aaron Sorkin. Who directed The American President?
Gotta love the data question for a strike. Everyone's favorite.
Well, that's usually the first. That's usually, I don't know how everybody else studies. That's usually the first thing I do study when I study a strike. Just get the data.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But it's just funny. We're like, oh man, I watched all these movies and I just needed to know a director. 5, 4.
It is. I do hate that though.
3, 2, 1. Scott.
Rob Reiner.
Sean.
I did just get done watching this. Rob Reiner.
And Malcolm.
Good movie.
Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner. Your penultimate question, as the peeps like to say, in the category of Taika Waititi. What rapper does Ricky name his dog after in The Hunt for the Wilder People?
That was confident. I'm up and down to 1 out of 3, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta love asking 3 white guys. What rapper? Let's it just shows because it depends on like the age. Like if they don't know, their guess is going to be interesting. So it's always fun when you anything musically or that's something that can show like a time frame of like age, especially in this community because they're very spread. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if we heard like Vanilla Ice? Sean.
You never disrespect Tupac.
Malcolm.
Tupac.
And Scott.
Wrong side of the coin, Biggie.
He was like, it's a 50-50.
Your final question comes in the category of recent releases. Who plays the villainous Abigail Fairfax in The Lost City?
without any context, I will say going into this, I like this movie. It's one of those where it's like you look at the trailer, you're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Fun fact: I saw it alone. 5, 4, pretty close to Valentine's Day. 3, 2, 1. Makes you guys feel any better in the audience. I see most of them alone. We're gonna start with Malcolm.
He won an MTV Movie Award for Best Villain, Daniel Radcliffe.
Scott.
I guess I misheard the name or something of the character. I didn't.
No, unfortunately, you did not mishear the name. Sean.
Okay.
He has a girl's name. It's Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. You can tell.
So after round 1, pretty close game. Sean's in the lead with 7 to Scott's 6 and Malcolm's 4. So before we go into round 2 and decide who's going to go first, second, third, here are the rules right here. All right, so after talking behind the scenes, Scott has elected to go first. Scott, are you ready for your first spin?
I am.
All right, spin is in. And you land on Dennis Lehane written.
I don't hate it, but I feel like there could be some deeper cuts, so I'm gonna take a chance and spin again.
All right, he is gonna risk it all. That's a throwback for anyone out there who's been with me for a while. And then you are stuck with recent releases. All right, so strength category of Sean Wasserkrug going to be asked to Scott Harvey right now.
Your first question in recent releases. Who plays Ryan Reynolds' dad in the Adam Project?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A, Mark Ruffalo, B, Richard Jenkins, C, Robert Downey Jr., or D, John Lithgow.
Mark Ruffalo?
That is correct for a point. Your second question, recent releases. Channing Tatum is assigned to transport the titular dog to where in Dog?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A, a wedding, B, a shelter, C, a funeral, or D, an award ceremony.
Say funeral.
That's also correct for a point. Your third question. Who directed The French Dispatch?
Wes Anderson.
For 2 points. And your final question, in recent releases. Where is Bond located before being recruited back to MI6 in No Time to Die?
Let me get multiple.
Multiple choice answers are A, the Dominican Republic, B, Puerto Rico, C, Cuba, or D, Jamaica.
That's one of two. Cuba?
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1-point steal. Choices again are A, the Dominican Republic, B, Puerto Rico, C, Cuba, or D, Jamaica.
Am I allowed to hear the full question again, or is that
You have to get a full you have to get a repeat if you hear the question. The options are free. And Sean, I see you're holding your board, but yeah, just for no worries. Just wanted to communicate that
For the stands.
Yeah, the peeps out there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start with Sean.
Jamaica.
Can you just show your board, or did you write it?
I circled it.
Yeah, that's fine. And then Malcolm.
I went B, Puerto Rico.
Jamaica is the correct answer. So 1-point steal for Sean.
Yeah, just once again, just for the game. So a pretty good round, even though it is not Scott's strength. He did fairly good in recent releases. So now we're gonna bounce over to Malcolm, who's going second. All right, Malcolm, your spin. Animated.
I'm gonna spin again.
All right, he's feeling like an adult. And your spin is going to be fantasy. Just that. Malcolm, your first question in fantasy. What branch of the military is Jake Sully in Avatar? Five.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Army, B, Air Force, C, Marines, or D, Navy?
Want to say it's the Marines.
And that's correct for a point. Your second question in fantasy. What year saw the release of Edward Scissorhands?
1992.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect, so a chance to steal after I repeat the question. What year saw the release of Edward Scissorhands? Give you about 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to start with Scott for a potential 2-point steal.
1990.
And Sean.
I said 91.
One of you is correct. 2 points for Scott. 1990 is the correct answer.
Between the two.
Your third question. What film-related profession does Owen Wilson have in Midnight in Paris?
Screenwriter.
And that is correct for 2 points. And your final question in fantasy. What animated film is about a witch who starts her own business running errands?
That would be Kiki's Delivery Service.
And that is correct for 2 points. All right, so after, once again, not Malcolm's strength, not a strength category there, but not Malcolm's strength, but he was able to orchestrate his way up to 9 points, Scott with 12, and Sean with 8, and here's his spin right now. All right, Sean, your first spin. Dennis Lehane is itching to get out there.
Like Scott, I don't hate it, but there's other things I want on the board, so I'll spin again.
All right, he is going to risk it all, and you're going to be stuck with Malcolm's choice. Interesting. All right, Malcolm, your remaining options to give him are horror, drama, animated, Dennis Lehane, Aaron Sorkin, and Taika Waititi. You are muted, I think. Or no, I can't tell. Your head's underneath the live parts. I can't tell if you're talking about it.
I haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
No, don't give him Taika Waititi.
All right, give him Taika. Let's see if it bites him in the butt right now.
All right, Sean, your first question in Taika Waititi. In how many Taika Waititi films does Jermaine Clement appear?
Two.
That is correct.
Take 2 points.
Your second question. How many feature film Oscars has Taika Waititi been nominated for?
One.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 2-point steal. How many feature film Oscars has Taika Waititi been nominated for?
Letting you do the countdown. I mean,
I'm
trying to get used to just let it be a nice natural flow.
Usually when Will and I do it, we talk over each other, so I'll just let you do it. One, I'll start with Malcolm.
He's also nominated for screenwriting for JoJo, so I put 2.
And Scott.
Yeah, I think it's Best Picture and screenwriting for JoJo.
2 is the correct answer.
Yeah, I was kind of confused on the question.
Yeah, because he got credit for both of them, so that's
Well,
why.
I didn't know if he meant like everything combined or like
Yeah.
just with one how many movies. So it's like
Yeah.
but that's on me.
Also, I'm glad they put feature film Oscars because technically he was
Yeah,
nominated
short
in the
film.
short category.
Yep, that's why I didn't even want to go down that road.
Your third question in Taika Waititi. How many of his own films does Taika Waititi appear in? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Good. All right. All right.
Hello. If you needed a little extra second because I have to figure out, go ahead.
And 5.
We'll go multiple. I got thrown off, but let's go multiple.
The multiple choice answers are A6, B5, C4, or D3.
Can I hear a repeat of those options again?
Oh, just the options? Yes.
Yeah.
A6, B5, C4, or D3.
And then Sean, yeah, if you can just, I know you're writing, yeah, just to be fair.
Five.
Is incorrect. Options one more time. A6, B5, C4, D3. Since just writing a letter, we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Scott this time.
I said 4.
And Malcolm.
Also said 4.
Also incorrect. Looking for 6. He's in 6 of his own films.
He's a greedy bastard, and a lot.
And your final question, having this great trend of all the answers being numbers, how old is JoJo in Jojo Rabbit?
Oh God.
5, 4.
9.
That is incorrect. Chance for 2 points steal. How old is JoJo in Jojo Rabbit? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Malcolm first.
11.
And Scott.
10.
2 points steal for Mr. Scott Harvey. He is 10.
10 years old. All right. So after everyone's round 2, Scott is in the lead with 16. Malcolm making a comeback at 11, and Sean not far behind at 10. So before we get into everyone's strengths in round 3, here are the rules. All right, Sean, you chose the strength of recent releases. So your 2-pointer to take the lead from Malcolm and stop him from having a TKO. Zoe Deutsch and Mark Rylance star together in what film?
The Outfit.
And that is correct for 2 points, taking away a TKO from Malcolm, and now we're going to bounce over to him.
All right, I'll ask Malcolm's questions and Taika Waititi. Your first question for 2 points. Who plays Deertz in Jojo Rabbit?
That would be Stephen Merchant.
Very tall man, Stephen Merchant. Yes, that's correct.
All right, we're going to bounce back over to Sean for his 3 points and to get 1 point behind Scott. All right, Sean, so for your 3-pointer to go only 1 point behind Scott and to take back the lead over Malcolm. What specifically did Hutch go back to the robber couple's apartment for in Nobody?
A kitty cat bracelet.
And that is correct for 3 points.
I had faith that he would know that. I had faith in
I
him.
was making sure. I was like trying to hear in my head, like, is it a bracelet? I know it's kitty cat.
Yeah.
But
That's why we need a specific, because it's important. But yes, great pull over there from Sean. So once again, we're going to bounce back over to Malcolm. John?
All right, Malcolm, your 3-pointer in Taika Waititi. What is the name of the tornado-looking exit on Sakaar in Thor Ragnarok?
The Devil's Anus?
What a great answer and a correct one.
And that officially takes a one TKO away from Scott to tie him up with Malcolm. But because Sean is still behind, we're going to bounce over to his 5. Sean to take the lead from both Scott and Malcolm, and simultaneously take away a TKO from Scott as well for 5 points. In Titan, Alexia takes over the identity of a missing boy to go back to the father who has what profession? In Titan, Alexia takes over the identity of a missing boy to go back to his father who has what profession? Just a reminder, you have 3 repeats or time extensions.
Go ahead and repeat it.
5, okay. Your first one. In Titan, Alexia takes over the identity of a missing boy to go back to his father who has what profession?
I've honestly never seen Titan, so it's just a shot in the dark. Police officer.
So close. We're looking for firefighter.
Yeah.
Firefighter. So unfortunately, that is going to be the end of Sean's run there, but we're going to bounce over to Scott for his 2-pointer to force Malcolm to hit his 5.
And that is a TKO for Scott.
And that, yes, officially a TKO on the record for Scott. I'll just stick with Scott since
Okay.
you're doing Malcolm's Tyga. Scott, for 2 points. Who plays the judge in the trial of Chicago 7?
Frank Langella.
And that is correct for 2 points. We're going to bounce over to Malcolm for his 5-pointer to take back the lead, or to officially take a lead, I should say.
Your final question in Taika Waititi, the 5-pointer. What musical artist does Boy and his dad both look like? Oh, no, both like. Sorry. What musical artist does Boy and his dad both like in Boy?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That is correct. I'm sure they don't look like Michael Jackson, but
I knew you had it.
just read that question.
All right, so we're in a scenario now where if Scott hits his 3, he'll tie, and then there's a potential chance for overtime. And if not, he has to hit his 5 to win. Scott, for 3 points. What is the name of the unwritten procedure used by the men which resulted in the death of Santiago in A Few Good Men?
Can I just check something? I think if I hit this, I win, right?
You'll tie it at 21.
It'll be a tie 21.
Yeah, I had it at 15 to 13, or not, whatever.
You have 18 right now, Scott.
What? Okay, all right. Code Red.
I'm glad you didn't use a repeat for that for clarification. But yes. All right, so you hit your 3, and you're tied. Now, if you hit this 5, you will take first place. If you miss it, you and Malcolm will be going to overtime. Are you ready?
Okay, can we just take time out for a second? Because I just want to make sure I understand how we got to the score.
Okay.
Because right now I have that I'm at 21 and Malcolm's at 20.
I have 21. Me and John both have 21 for Malcolm, right?
Malcolm had 11 coming out of round 2, and he hit all 3 of his for 10.
Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, that was my bad.
Everyone's having at least one moment in this one. I like it. It's not just me. Makes me feel better. Scott, for 5 points. Why specifically did Steve Jobs need a new shirt before going on stage in Steve Jobs? Just a reminder, you have all 3 time extensions / repeats, and we're going to need that or an answer in 5, 4.
I'll ask for an extension.
Okay. 5, 4.
I don't have it because he sweated through the other one.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect because
Yeah.
he needs a front pocket so he can fit the disc in for the show or however
That's
you want to
right,
phrase
yeah.
it. So,
Okay.
with that said, Malcolm and Scott are going to be going to overtime. So, what overtime is going to be? I don't have a card for it, so I'm just going to explain it real quick. You're just essentially going to be getting a bunch of questions, one by one, whiteboard it. First one to take the lead wins. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to do a bonus question to start, and then we'll go from there.
Me or you?
No, me. I was just,
Okay.
It's all good. All right, gentlemen, your first question in overtime. Who directed The Purple Rose of Cairo? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Malcolm
Woody Allen?
and Scott,
Woody Allen.
both of you are correct. You just help make sure scores right and all that stuff. I'm just gonna keep finding all the bonus ones that are just in the docs because it's just fair. Because there's
Okay.
Your next question. Melissa McCarthy, Maya Rudolph, and Elizabeth Banks star in what 2018 dark comedy? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott
The Happy Time Murders.
and Malcolm.
I don't have it up at the heat.
And your winner with a first place finish as well as 1 TKO, Scott Harvey. So we're going to go and talk to all the players right now. All right, Scott. So overall speaking, it was a pretty tight match. Definitely some interesting scenarios there. You got recent releases, which was a strength of Sean on the wheel, but you managed to do pretty good. You had a solid round 1. Round 3, you missed your 5, which you would have won if you'd have gotten that. So it's one of those matches where I feel like it was real balanced. But generally speaking, how do you feel?
I feel good. Yeah, I mean, recent releases, I can't remember. It might even be my other strength that I haven't used yet, but it's a category that I feel good about. So I knew that if it came up on the wheel, I would take it. Even though we got a couple of movies that I haven't seen yet. I guess I hate Channing Tatum or something because I haven't watched The Lost City or Dog yet. But
Right.
but otherwise, I thought it went pretty well. I just from seeing the trailers and stuff, I was able to sort of work my way through some of the questions on multiple choice. But yeah, no, it was a good match. The 5, I don't feel too bad. Like, even when you said the answer, I barely remembered that being in the movie. The one thing, though, is that I did know Malcolm's 5 despite never having seen that movie. So I'm glad that didn't end up mattering. But yeah, no, good to get the win.
Yeah, and like I said, in comparison to your first match, how would you compare, just generally speaking, your feel after the end of both matches?
Yeah, no, I think, having a lead made a difference in this match, going into round 3, obviously, because I did, pretty well with the strength questions, got 3 out of the 4 that I was asked. But, if I had been in a situation where I needed that 5-pointer to hold on, I obviously wouldn't have gotten it. So I think round 2, and in particular, the steals that I was able to get in round 2, I think made a big difference. And that helped me get that lead going into round 3, which, ultimately made the difference, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And with a solid scoring today, that definitely, I wouldn't say skyrocket you into the standings, but definitely put you in a nice, comfortable spot. So we're definitely going to be seeing you soon, and can't wait to see what the future has in store for you. So congratulations, and see you next time, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Malcolm. Yeah. So Happy Time Murders. Is it the Happy Time Malcolms, or like how would we describe your thoughts after this match?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those ones like I was just confident sort of going, and like the strength kind of helped me a little bit because I do like a lot of fantasy moves and that. So I thought, yeah, no, I mean, I was happy landing on it. Even though it just barely landed on that, but after actually hearing the questions when Sean got them, was like, I probably would be pissed off for having loss of how many questions in there, to be honest.
Yeah, and you had a slow round one, but you definitely finished it up. Is that one of those ones where you just are building up that confidence? You didn't let that really shake you up, or is it one of those, as we say all the time, just the questions went your way after that?
It's just that the questions went my way. I mean, like for that first question, fantasy, like I was almost going to say Marines, but like I'm not too sure. I don't really know American Army.
Yeah, gotta love that.
I noticed we gave him a lot of geography and American-based questions, which is unfair. But he's in this league. He elected to be in here, so we apologize, but we're not that sorry about it.
I'll send you.
I always say about Malcolm. Malcolm, you put the work in, and it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said at the beginning, you feel like you're super underrated and people are sleep on you. Not only thinking you're not a good player, but borderline bad player, a lot of people like to say. Yeah. And I feel like, even though you're not getting first place finishes, at least yet, you're showcasing that you do belong and you're definitely named to be remembered. Is that something that you feel like you're succeeding in doing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I knew going into this that Scott and Sean were not going to be easy people to take down. I managed to get finished in place of Sean, who has been a team's champion at one stage. So I mean, it takes him back to when I had one of my very earlier matches over on Full Metal. I took on Michael Campbell and Jake Marigold. You're probably not going to see this anyway, but I managed to finishing in front of Michael Campbell, who was the team's champion at that point.
I remember that.
So I mean, I feel there are definitely some players that definitely get underrated, and some people just get bad luck with who they go up against, and it just happened that this was one of them that I was up against Scott and Sean, who are really two really good players.
Absolutely. So regardless of first, second, or third place, this is a match that quality players and obviously high scorers showcases that your ability is here, and I'm definitely happy to see how you did. So good job.
And like I said, both your matches went to sudden death, Malcolm. Like you get one more question right, you change the entire makeup of the league. So people should definitely watch out for you if you're in their match.
Absolutely. Yeah. So with that said, we're going to bounce over to our unfortunate third place finisher, Sean Wasserkrug. Sean, round two is tough when you get Malcolm's choice there, and it's just one that just didn't fall your way. You had a pretty good round one. You actually didn't do terrible in round two for getting an essentially an opponent's choice, and then round three is just one of those where it just didn't fall your way. But overall speaking, what are your thoughts on your general performance and just your players that you went up against?
Nothing against Scott or Malcolm. They both are good competitors. And yes, Malcolm's underrated and underappreciated with a lot of people in the trivia community. Me, I'm rather pissed off, but I'm not going to throw a fit. I'm not going to complain about certain things in the match. But, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't know the questions. I knew all theirs in round three. So kind of frustrated me that I knew all theirs. But, you win some, you lose some. That's basically it.
There you go. All right. So, short and sweet. But, just like we say in this league multiple times, doesn't matter, it's not a tournament setting. And because it's point-based, definitely see you again. And definitely I know you're going to have that chip on your shoulder, and you're definitely going to bring that fire. I already see it in your eyes. So, unfortunately, didn't go your way today, but we'll see you next time. And then there. So, all right. Last but not least, John, this is a match that just went back and forth. It was like a bouncy ball, like Pong. What is that? Is that the game Pong where it just went back and forth? So
Pong involves a ball that bounces back and forth. You got it.
We went to everyone's questions, so it's one of those where it was a good match, showcased everyone's abilities. But so if you made it this far in the video, you might as well drop a like. Comment below who you want to see these players play next. I know that they're definitely gonna have some good matches in the future, and make sure you check out me and John's show when I'm done studying for trivia, and I could actually start watching horror movies.
When Henry allows us to have the show, it'll be up eventually.
It'll be back. We're actually entertaining guests, so make sure. Actually, when this was up, our next one might be up. But so and then check out Wednesdays. Let's rank stuff with me and Austin Pezal. So with that said, my name is Henry Confidential. That is John Marr. Shout out to Will, our fellow admin who didn't make it tonight, but he's definitely there in the background. We'll see him in the next one. But shout out to Scott Harvey for first place finish, Malcolm for second, and Sean for having a great overall game as well. So with that said, my name is Henry Confidential. Make sure you show up next episode because there will be trivia.